Hello. The purpose of this activity is to do something creative. A lot of my anatomy students do very well when they actually do projects where they're building things with their hands. It helps them visualize what things are when they put it together themselves versus looking at pictures. So that's what I want you to do. I'm going to show you some examples of the projects my anatomy students, when I taught online, did. Some of these are beyond the scope of what I'm asking for you guys. I'm asking you guys for 5 structures for some of the things we're doing. And they had to do 8, and they had a little bit more complicated terminology. So 2 of the options are the eye and the ear. This is something we're going to study next week, so you'd have to sort of cheat and go ahead. But I got some really cool eyes when I was going through the discussion. And I'm going to show you downloaded pictures because I'm not supposed to show you the students' names. So here's an eye. They traced it from a book, and then they put in the lens, the pupil, the iris, the cornea, and the layers here. This is the retina, this is the vascular layer, and the choroid coat, and that's the sclera. A very popular one was the parts of the spine. So here, somebody did the lateral section of the spine, and they used Play-Doh. So here's the anterior horns, lateral horns, the gray matter they did in gray Play-Doh, white matter in white Play-Doh. This is the posterior root, this is the anterior root, and they labeled the types of nerves on it. So that's another option, and it seemed to be a very popular option. I think about half of them did the spine, and they had about 10 or 11 different choices. So this is my failed brain cake. Apparently, it struck my kids so much that I did a cake that was the brain that they were telling their grandmother in Germany, I made a brain cake to teach my students. And she was completely confused. So basically, this is a cross-section of the brain. We have the gray matter on the outside. You actually have some gray matter in the thalamus right here, which is why it's gray right there. And then white matter in between. This was, I believe, a sponge cake that I have whipped cream frosting. And then this is just blue sprinkles. We apparently bought a 10,000 year supply at Costco. So I didn't like how this turned out. These are supposed to be the little grooves called gyri. So I didn't like it. My kids apparently were very struck by it. So you may have done pipe cleaners for your muscle project last week. My anatomy students went to Costco and Joann Fabrics to buy tons of pipe cleaners. So this is not something we're studying, but the student decided to make the structure out of pipe cleaners. So if you still have them from last week, maybe a spinal cord with the pipe cleaners. I couldn't pass this one up, so I had to show you. Somebody drew this, a much better artist than me. This is actually a sheep's brain and not a human brain, but I thought it was so hilarious. I have to share this with you guys. So here are the nerves coming off of it. The only one I taught you was the vagus right here, but I thought it was really cute. This one came out a little bit better. So it's me again. Here's the spinal cord. So the gray matter's in the center, white matter's outside. These are the nerves coming off. There's something called a ganglia out here. And I liked how it came out. It was a sugar bomb. It was supposed to come out a little bit differently. There's supposed to be this whole thing was supposed to be the spinal cord, and then these cookies were going to be in whipped cream coming off to make the nerves, and my son took the cookies out of the bag and ate them before I could make the cake. So no, I'm not bitter about that. It's only been 3 years. So this is a pound cake and piping gel. They did the brain, they did the parts of the spinal cord, there's the nerves coming off. So, and this is the only person that did the longitudinal section. So this is the conus medullaris, cauda equina. Here's another eye. They basically used a styrofoam ball, put the muscles on it. This is another eye. You can tell they like doing the eyes. So we have the bowl, they put the optic nerve here. This is supposed to be the blood vessels for the retina. This is the retina. This is fruit roll-ups. This one I liked. They took an orange, they put Play-Doh on the orange, they did the muscles of the eye. This person did a drawing, I'm pretty sure they traced it from a book. Somebody else did cookies, like I said. The spinal cord was super popular. And here somebody did a brain, so that's one of the options for you guys. here's the cerebellum, here's the diencephalon in the middle, here's the brainstem, here's the cerebrum. So that's always a great choice for you guys. And again, here's another pipe cleaner example. So I hope this gave you ideas. I want something creative. I cannot grade you on artistic ability. I showed you my cakes, so I will not judge others based on your ability either. So thank you. Please let me know if you have questions.